Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandi Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. I want to thank you for joining us. Before I get started, I want to thank TV47 and all they do to help us put on the program, and our sponsor, First Bank of Alabama. Thank you so much for being our sponsor for this program. Today, we're staying in town for our program. We're talking with Judy Green and Chris Mickwee from the Isabel Anderson Comer Museum and Art Center. Did I get that right?
You did.
It's a long name, but the Comer Museum is usually what I call it. But thank y'all for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Right. Well, before we get started, tell us about yourself. I know, Judy, you're the director.
I'm the director. I've been there almost 4 years at the museum. It's a wonderful place. If you've never been, 3 floors of Sylacauga history, and it's not just Sylacauga; it's surrounding areas.
Yeah.
But it basically is mainly Sylacauga history and what we have to offer, memories, and for children also. We're doing a scavenger hunt now for kids that come in.
Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
love it. Love it. Yes. So they come in, and when we greet them, we offer the kids a scavenger hunt. Kind of distracts them a little bit, lets the parents look around. So it's working out really good.
Well, that's fun. I'm going to have to tell my kids at the library about that. That's fun. I'm sorry, Chris. We just almost got started without you. Tell us about yourself, Chris.
Chris Mickwee. I was born and raised here. I graduated from Winterboro High School in '99. Okay. I did my education at University of West Florida for archaeology, and I've been interested in that, my entire life. And my career is 20 plus years of doing contract archaeology, which is called cultural resource management. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a branch of archaeology that focuses on development and construction. So just like they have to look out for ecological resources when they're putting in something, they also have to look out for cultural resources. And so that's been the bulk of my career.
So if somebody's building something, as they're digging, somebody has to make sure.
Particularly if they're using federal funding or federal permitting or state funding and state permitting. Yeah.
A lot of times you don't know until you start
That's
digging,
exactly right. And you don't want them to destroy something significant that might otherwise refine or add something to our understanding of the past.
Absolutely, absolutely. But now you work at the museum.
That's right, yeah.
That's great. Now, I know y'all have had a lot of things going on. Yes. You had Sparks last summer and lots of things going on there. And the scavenger hunt now, you said, is going on.
The scavenger hunt, the kids love it. And as they wander through the rooms, we might give them a little bit of a hint.
Oh, that's okay.
Something is. So, but yes, and Chris talks to them. They're very interested in what he has to say. Yeah. So he gets their attention. He's got a little girl also, so he's familiar with children and all.
Good.
So, but he wandered into the museum about a little over a year ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Just to visit, and was walking around and went to leave, and he asked if he could have a job. Yes. I said no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
At first, right. But she also took my information, which was a good sign.
Good. Yes. Well, she had to think about it.
Right.
Yes. But you brought a whole new maybe not a new topic, because I know very little about what you do, but arrowheads, you've had them at the museum, but now a whole new understanding of all that.
We have an archaeology room.
Right.
Okay. And to me it was just like, hey, we have an archaeology room, look at this, isn't this cool and all. But he brings a whole new light to it.
I bet.
I mean, he can walk in there and he starts talking, uses these big long words. I nod a lot.
Yes.
But he has grown it so much.
And I'm thankful for Judy for that, because she's given me a lot of latitude to work on the exhibits and again with the forum, the Public Archaeology Forum.
Yeah.
She's given me the opportunity to really, present this in a way that is educational and inspiring, and it's been, an entirely new second career for me, and I love every minute of it.
That's great. Tell us about the forum that you have.
Yeah, okay. So what we noticed right away, as soon as I started working there, was that we had tons of people interested in coming in and bringing artifacts so that they could, find out what this was, when did it date to, why is it on their property, and we had so many people doing that Judy suggested, why don't we do something formal with that?
Sure.
And I've had a history in public archaeology working with UWF. They started something called the Florida Public Archaeology Network down there, and I was on the ground level of that. So I wasn't unfamiliar with public archaeology. Sure. And it was really great that she gave me that opportunity, because now we have people bringing in not just artifacts, But people find archaeological sites and structures on their property, and they want to know more about that too. And so I've been able to take little field trips out to their property and discuss with them what they have and why it's important. Even one gentleman found remnants of a historic road on his property that was associated with Andrew Jackson when he marched from Fort Williams to Horseshoe Bend. And I was able to go out there and locate that with him. And really, what's so amazing about that, in archaeology, we have huge data gaps when it comes to private landowners. Because, most of us, like I said, we're doing contract archaeology, and a lot of times people who have archaeological deposits on their private property, they're afraid. They wonder if something significant is found, are they going to lose their property? Is it going to bring, unwarranted attention?
True. That's a little scary.
And those data gaps persist to this day. And the forum is so amazing because we have private landowners coming to us, and saying, come look at this on my, my property. And so it's an opportunity to fill those data gaps, and I'm really grateful to be a part of that.
That is great, especially for our area.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess I've known we had Indians here, but I would never have thought about the road and different. What other kind of things have you found, or can you say?
I can, absolutely. No, and it's not so much what I've found, but what's been, donated to the museum over the years.
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes from private collections, people that have, hobbyists, but a lot of it comes from academic sources too, archaeological excavations.
Okay.
But what we have, the history of Sylacauga doesn't start in 1834 when it was incorporated. It's 14,000 years of human occupation, which is an incredibly deep history. Yeah. And we have artifacts at the museum that stretch that entire span. So it really is a deep history that people can come to the museum and see every aspect of, not just mundane day-to-day items, but, items of religious and ceremonial significance at the museum as well.
I don't even know if I should ask that. How do you know that this was that old or what it was used for? That's where you come in.
Right, yeah. There's a large body of archaeological data that helps us to relate them to specific time periods. Of course, there's things like radiocarbon dating, where if you can associate carbon with these deposits, you can date them within a pretty tight range.
Wow.
But because we have such a well-established body of data, we know that there are certain traditions, styles of stone tool creation or ceramics that date to specific time periods. And so we can then relate them because of that data to those time periods.
Wow, that's way over my head.
Mine too.
But I'm glad you're here to do that for us.
I am as well.
I'm sure. I never knew. Maybe I should go dig in my front yard and see what's
if you want to, let me know. I'll come down there with you.
Hey, I don't know. That sounds great. Well, listen, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Chris and Judy.
Remember your first car, the butterflies you had on your first date, or your first home? Remember his first steps or his first day of school? Remember the thrill of opening your first business? For every milestone, every memory, every first, think First Bank of Alabama.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chris Mickwee and Judy Green from the Comer Museum here in Sylacauga, talking about all the artifacts found right here. Chris is an archaeologist.
Yes, ma'am.
And now we're going to look at some of the things either you found or that are at the museum
The lobby at the
currently?
museum. I haven't found anything that's been put into the museum. So these are all
okay.
from previous donations. But-
Okay, there we go. What are we looking at?
All right, so this is from one of our religious, the religious and ceremonial exhibit there. And what you can see are depictions of the feathered or horned serpent. And this would have been a significant mythological figure throughout all of Native American peoples.
Wow.
It's really a testament to like how far-reaching these, cultural diffusion is, because this figure appears in Native American peoples, not just through North America, but even into Mesoamerica. So the Muskogean-speaking people would have called him a Chisosukcho, which means crawfish serpent.
Okay.
But of course, the Cherokee had a different name, Uktina. Oh, this is a rattlesnake gorget. Again, an item of very ceremonial significance that dates to around the time period of the Mississippian mound builders.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they would have used this, worn it around the neck, and it would have been used during ceremonial and ritual activities. And there's the case, the entirety of the case there, that kind of just shows an array of ceremonial items, including the horned serpent figure that I was discussing. And even up into like Sylacauga history, the marble industry, with the marble castle and things like that.
Oh,
So
that's what that is.
that is, that's a piece of that. So it's the entire spectrum of human history is represented in the museum.
Not so long ago.
Right, and there's our pioneer cabin, and again, the pioneer era was a very important part of Sylacauga history, and we have lots of items from that era in there that kind of let you immerse yourself, into that.
Great
setting.
for adults, but also great for children to see.
Right.
how it was.
And here are more tools. Those tools are very, very resilient. You could use any one of those tools today. They were made to last.
Are
and
these actually from that time period?
Absolutely, yeah. There's,
my
it's a kind of a span there of time periods, but definitely, in general, denotes that pioneer era.
Well, I guess I thought maybe they were just made to look like.
Right. These are from the High Tower excavation. And this speaks to the significance of archaeological deposits that are still here in the area and that can still tell us so much. The High Tower excavation, which was done by the University of Alabama in, I think, '84, it was part of the DeSoto Trail investigation. They were trying to find where DeSoto came through.
Okay.
And what they found were intact deposits that dated to the era of Creek Confederacy formation in the 1600s. So when the Creek peoples were becoming who they would be, it was happening at sites like High Tower.
Oh, interesting.
And this one, it shows how context is far more important than the artifacts themselves.
Okay.
I know that just looks like dirt to most people, but what that is it's the remnant of a structure, a circular structure. If you could see it a little closer, you'd see that someone has kind of scribed with a trowel the different outlines of the things there, but there are small circular things along the outside of that transition between dark and light, and those are actually post holes. And that denotes a threshold between inside of the structure and outside of the structure.
Sure, which makes a difference.
Right. And this is one of the original deeds that transferred Native American land to American pioneers. And we played a significant part in that part of history too. It was in 1832 was the Treaty of Cusseta when they granted Native Americans land to try to incorporate them into the American nation. And quickly those would find their, okay, let's see what we got. Oh, that silver bracelet. That's one of our really unique and more impressive artifacts. This was a British artifact that was traded to Creek Indians to help them in their fight against the Americans. And so it was almost like a proxy war kind of thing. It was a diplomatic gift to make sure that they would, continue to fight against the Americans and that kind of thing.
Right.
And these are discoidals. These are repurposed ceramic sherds. You actually see the one down at the bottom has a check stamped pattern on it right there.
Yes.
So that was a late woodland pottery style that we know. It's well established, like we were talking about with time periods and how you can associate them. That was very specific to a certain time period in history. And these are repurposed into gaming pieces that would have had some kind of significance or importance to them.
Oh, that's interesting.
And we're fortunate enough to have complete ceramic vessels, which is not easy to do. You think of the agricultural period and how many times people put plows in the ground. These things are fragile and they shatter, often. And so you find the sherds, but you rarely do find the whole pots. And it's good to have examples, complete examples that show you, that the vessel, its form denotes its function. So you can see these were used for cooking and pouring and that kind of thing. And sooting on those pottery can also give us radiocarbon dates. That'll tell us exactly when it was utilized.
Goodness, so much.
And the decoration types that you would see on some of the ceramics around here, where they made their pots, not just to look pretty, but also it reflects different things about their ideology and their ceremonialism as well.
Different tribes, different Indians.
Yes, different tribes did use different surface decorations.
Lots of arrowheads.
Yeah, lots of actually stone tools. You know, we call them arrowheads, but it's kind of a misnomer. Most of those are spear points, knives, scrapers. They had a variety of tools that they, made from these stone implements, and of course the stone axe in the center. So here, these are like I was saying, some were donated by private collections, some were donated from archaeological contexts. These are from an archaeological context. That information that you see written on there is provenience data, and it helps archaeologists relate these items back to where they found them exactly in the ground.
Okay.
And well, this one's kind of zoomed in a bit, but this is one of our areas of exhibit that discuss the historic contact with European forces that kind of changed the Native American life forever. And it started with DeSoto in the 1500s.
Goodness. A lot of history.
A lot of history. So this is an amazing artifact to me because it shows this collision of worlds. This here is the horned serpent, like I was saying before. So it's a Native American mythological figure that has a antiquity to it long before Europeans arrived. Yet it's carved on European trade items, brass, and so it shows that collision of worlds. That they still have these ancient ideology, but it's being depicted on these very, very new items to them.
Interesting.
And that also is a depiction. That one comes from Moundville, from the Mississippian mound builders, but again, it shows that horned serpent and how animals were, important in their symbology. Their mythologies relied heavily on animal symbolism. And yet another of the same figure, this time with his feathers and not just horns. But.
Wow, I feel like I've learned a lot of history looking at pictures.
That was definitely a rapid crash course, but if you want to learn more in depth, you can always come down to the museum and I'll talk your ear off for a while about that stuff.
So a lot of the things, people come in we'd show them around the museum, we'd get to the archaeology room, and some of the things I just made up.
What you
I
thought?
had no idea.
Yeah.
And with Chris being there, you get accurate information.
Yes.
Now, I was coming close to some of the things that he was talking to with the arrowheads and the markings on them about where they were found and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
But outside of that, it's just amazing to listen to him talk and all the knowledge he has.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, whatever you told me, I'm sure I didn't know the difference. But that is wonderful to have somebody, and I can tell that you know what you're talking about.
Oh, thank you.
Interesting. Well, listen, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Chris and Judy.
Remember your first car? The butterflies you had on your first date? Or your first home? Remember his first steps? Or his first day of school? Remember the thrill of opening your first business? For every milestone, every memory, every first, think First Bank of Alabama.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chris Mickwee and Judy Green from the Comer Museum here in Sylacauga, talking about the Public Archaeology Forum. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes, all right. And here's the room. Here's the whole room.
Well, part of it, but it's the part that deals with that, like I said, that historic era when the European powers came in and kind of changed their general lifeways. And you'll see there's cards there along the sides, and that's kind of like it leads anybody who's walking through there like through time. It tells you how it changed through time and how it developed, ultimately, culminating in the Creek Indian Wars and then Indian removal. But it tells the story in a way that engages, and it shows artifacts associated with that time period.
In our area.
Absolutely. Everything at that museum is locally oriented, yeah.
Wow. Now, I know this may not, like that display may not change a lot because it is our history and we need it to stay there, but you do have some things that change sometimes?
Yes, we try to update the exhibits as often as we can to keep it like a fresh new experience and to make sure that it's as educational and inspiring as possible.
Yeah. Kids would love this. And
They
if
do.
you
They
teach
react very
history,
well.
Wow, that'd be wonderful. Now, the forum, you
Yes.
mentioned like if I find something and I want to know more about it because I would know nothing about it, I could come to the forum and you could look at it.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't have to bring things either. You could just bring curiosity. I mean, it's a good place for people to engage. The reason it's set up as a forum, it's a round table kind of situation. I didn't want it to be something, me lecturing to people and that. Yeah, I wanted people to be able to engage, to interact, not just to bring items, but to just, discuss those interesting topics about local history. And it's been well received.
I bet it has. That's great. And you have them once a month?
Yes, the first Thursday of every month from 3 to 7. We won't have one this December to let people kind of do what they need to for the holidays.
Christmas.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. But we'll be back in January 8th.
Great.
But the 3 to 7, you can wander in, wander out.
Absolutely.
It's not coming at 3 and
Very,
stay till
very
7.
informal.
Oh,
Very
okay.
informal.
Yes, it is very.
And for those who can't make it to the forum, come in anytime. We'll be happy to discuss that anytime.
We designed it for those hours so people could come before they pick their children up from
Right.
school,
Sure.
or after school and bring the kids,
Right.
or on their way home from work.
That's a good idea, yeah. That's how we kind of plan some of our things too around
Exactly,
people's
yeah. Right.
schedules. 3 to 7, the first Thursday.
Of every month,
Most
that's
of the
right.
time. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm just going to go have to dig some things up in my yard or just come and listen.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you
that
go.
would be interesting too, just to hear about our history. Look and listen. Look at the room and then listen. Yeah. Oh, wow. And you said you've given him 4 new cases.
Yes, yes. I'll go in there, and it's not like he's bored. He has a lot to do.
He has a lot to do.
He stays very busy, but I'll see an opportunity for another case, and I'll ask him, you want another case? Right now we do have 1 empty case in there he's
We
been
do.
working on.
Right.
Okay.
So something special's coming. And but the other cases he's updated in, like he said, in order of the history.
Okay.
Which before it was just kind of thrown in there.
Right. Now it's kind of like a walk through time, and so that you can see how it played out and how it changed through time, and how each one of those were significant, in its own place.
Wow. That's
And we play a lot with QR codes too.
okay.
So that makes it easier in case, because Chris isn't always there.
Right.
And so if Sheila, our assistant director, if she's there or myself, then we can kind of give a walkthrough. And the QR codes play a big part too. And
So-
that was something, he's taken care of.
I can scan the QR code and it will tell me about
Yes,
the
it'll usually take you to a video that's a deeper dive, so that you don't have just the information in that exhibit, that you can really, really kind of get into that history.
Or you can look at it later.
Yeah, that's another thing.
True, yes. Interesting, because you guys are busy doing that. Not always available to talk. Well, I have to tell you, I have a cousin that came to visit. This has been 2 or 3 years ago, I guess. And I took him around town, and we went to the museum. And I'm sorry to say, Judy, I hadn't been in a while before then. He loved it, and I found it fascinating too. Things
great.
I had been into the museum before, but it's not one of those things like, yeah, I've been, I don't need to go back. It's constantly changing. Some things stay the same, which is great, but some things are changing. Different things going on. Like you have a Christmas market coming up.
We
is
have a
that right?
Christmas market. It starts December 2nd and goes through December 20th, which works out for us because people can come and go. You don't always have time to stop and shop.
Yeah.
But the unique gifts that you can find, one-of-a-kind gifts, our gift shop also has a lot of different items in it. And these are all by local artists, which is a great way to support our city.
Yes.
We may be a small city, but we have some wonderful artists here.
Lots of talent.
Yes, a lot of talent. So from December 2nd during the museum hours until December 20th, and we're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturdays 10 to 2. But there'll be so much in there to see. Yes.
You said you're full. I mean, you're going to be full
Yes.
of vendors. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes, we
great.
have no more room for vendors, but plenty of unique items and one of a kind. And
Yes.
stop by and
Nice
visit.
gifts for Christmas,
Yes.
for friends or family. Something from Sylacauga.
From Sylacauga marble also. We've got several small sculptures and handheld little sculptures and all. So and reasonably priced.
Yeah.
But a lot of things from Sylacauga.
And beyond just the market, if you become a member of the museum, you can sell items in the gift shop there as well, year round.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Membership is how we survive.
That's right.
That's true, and it has its perks too. I
It
know,
does.
yes.
It does. We offer one of the biggest perks is NARM, North American Reciprocal Museums. We're a member of them, so if you become a member of the museum for as little as $30 a month, you can visit other museums either free of charge or at a reduced rate to get in. Which museum is no cost to get in? Our museum is free.
Yes. Yes. So please do come in and check out the new. What are the things you have that stay there? The exhibits.
Well, we have, of course, our archaeology. We also have old Sylacauga, what Sylacauga looked like
Yes.
way back, and it's really interesting to see how the streets were, the different businesses, and how they've been changed over. We also have a marble room to Gant's Quarry is in there, and there's Jim Neighbors. Upstairs, a whole room dedicated to him. Avondale, a big display of Avondale, which next year we will be growing. So we get so many donations for Avondale. So that room will be growing next year, which is really
Such a big
exciting.
part of our city. for
And
a
something
long
else
time.
coming next year too is the post office. Gants Quarry Post Office
That's
on the
right.
corner of 8th and Norton. I mean, they've been out there, they've painted it now.
Yes.
So the windows will be replaced, and we'll open that for tours hopefully by the Marble Festival next year.
Oh, great. Well, I can't wait. That'll be fun. We've got 30 seconds. I know. You have different, each month you have a different exhibit, right?
We do.
So there's something new all the time.
Yes, and we are full until 2028. But we have a rotating art exhibit every month, and the reception the third Thursday of every month from 6 to 8. But please come by and visit, and the forums, the Public Archaeology Forums.
Yes.
Please stop by and see Chris.
Yeah,
you
we'd
will
love to
not
see you
be
there.
disappointed.
Great. Well, I'm going to have to make my way there again.
Please.
Thank you guys for being here, and
thanks
thank
for
you
having
very
us.
much for joining us on Live.
Thank you.